Hello and welcome to my channel. Here we learn the lore and stories of the world of Teria. Today we will learn about the map called Verdant Brink, the first zone in the Heart of Thorns expansion. First, we will learn the story on how the packed fleet flew into the jungle to attack the jungle dragon, Mordremoth. Then I will explain a bit of the ecology and geographical location of the zone. Then follow it up with a story through the eyes of a packed sergeant, a Sylvari called Erindel, and his physical and mental battle to find his way to safety. Sit back, relax, and listen to Verdant Brink, the jungle's edge. You can find the full lore on the zone on the official Guild Wars 2 wiki. Let's begin. The Pact had one goal: to kill Mordremoth, the elder dragon of the jungle. They had fought Saitan before and won. They had airships, soldiers and powerful leaders. They believed this battle would be the same. They gathered their strongest forces and launched a massive air assault deep into the heart of Maguma. It was supposed to be a quick and powerful attack. Instead, it became a nightmare. As the packed fleet flew towards the jungle, everything seemed normal. The ships were full of brave soldiers. But as they got closer to Mordremoth's territory, something changed. A deep voice filled the air. It wasn't a sound, it was inside their minds. Massive vines shot up from the jungle below. They wrapped around the airships, crushing them, tearing them from the sky. The Sylvari soldiers froze, some clutched their heads, others fell to their knees. The voice became stronger, louder, commanding. Then, without warning, they turned. Sylvari soldiers attacked their own allies. They drew their weapons and betrayed the pact. No one expected this. The fleet fell into chaos. One by one, the ships fell. Fire and smoke filled the air. Soldiers screamed as they plunged into the jungle below. The pact was no longer attacking Mordremoth. They were falling into its trap. Geography and landscape. Verdant Brink is the uppermost level of the Heart of Maguma, sitting at the top of the jungle canopy. Unlike traditional forests, the area consists of massive tree canopies, floating airship wreckage, and precarious cliffsides. High cliffs and floating debris. After the packed fleet's crash, the landscape became a chaotic mixture of wrecked airships, tree platforms, and survival camps built from the remains of the fleet. Bioluminescent flora. Many plants in the Verdant Brink emit a strange, glowing light, giving the jungle an airy, otherworldly atmosphere. Deep shadows below. Beneath the tree canopies, the jungle floor is dangerous and suffocating, home to deadly creatures and Mordrem nests. The area is split into two main zones. The upper jungle, canopy level, controlled by the Pact, where survivors attempt to regroup. The lower jungle, jungle floor, controlled by Mordremoth's forces, filled with hostile creatures, carnivorous plants, and Mordrem abominations. Factions and key locations. Despite their defeat, the Pact is still fighting. Survivors have built makeshift bases using airship wreckage. Jaka Itzel village, a high-leg settlement that helps Pact forces. The Canopy Waypoint, a high-ground base where Pact leaders regroup and plan their counterattack. Nighttime defenses. At night, Mordrem attacks increase, forcing survivors to fortify their positions until daylight. Verdant Brink's importance in the war. Verdant Brink is the first major battleground in the war against Mordremoth. The Pact's survival depends on holding this territory. If they lose Verdant Brink, they cannot push deeper into the jungle. The Pact commander's arrival marks a turning point, rallying the remaining forces for an assault on the dragon. Despite Mordremoth's overwhelming power, the Pact fights back, turning airship wreckage into barricades, weapons, and defenses. Final thoughts. Verdant Brink is a place of tragedy, survival, and war. It is where the Pact's greatest defeat happened. Sylvari's struggle against Mordremoth's corruption. The first step towards defeating the Elder Dragon was taken. It is the gateway to the heart of Maguma, and the start of the final battle against Mordremoth. Now for the story of the Pact Sergeant Erindel. The Verdant Maw. The Fall. The sky was on fire. Arundel fell fast, spinning through the thick smoke, his body weightless as a packed fleet was destroyed above him. Around him, airships were breaking apart, torn from the sky like dry leaves in a storm. Soldiers screamed, some still holding on to the wreckage, others vanishing into the darkness below. He reached out, trying to grab onto something, anything, but there was nothing. The jungle was waiting. The moment he hit the trees, vines lashed out, wrapping around him like they were alive. He crashed through thick branches, his armor scraping against rough bark. Then, impact. His body hit the ground hard, pain shooting through his limbs. For a long time, he didn't move. Above him, the sky still burned. Pieces of wrecked airships kept falling, some crashing into the jungle, others disappearing into the shadows below. Then, silence. Not true silence. The jungle was alive, moving in ways it shouldn't. Vines twisted and curled, creeping towards the bodies of the fallen soldiers. The trees pulsed like they were breathing. And inside his mind, something was there. It wasn't speaking, it wasn't using words. It was just watching. Mordramoth. A deep, heavy feeling pressed against Arendel's thoughts. Not a voice, but something worse. A presence, a will, telling him to submit. His breath quickened. No! He was Sylvari, a child of the Pale Tree. He would not bow to the jungle. With shaking hands, he pulled himself up. He was alive. Now he had to find the pack commander and other survivors. The jungle wakes. The jungle was wrong. Arundel had seen forests before, but this place was different. The trees were too big, their bark covered in glowing veins. Strange flowers opened and closed, their petals moving like fingers. The air was thick and heavy, filled with a low hum, like the whole jungle was thinking. Somewhere in the distance, something moved. Arundel stayed low, his heart pounding. He wasn't alone. Ahead, the wreckage of the packed ship lay scattered across the jungle floor. Torn metal, broken wood, bodies. But some of the bodies were moving. Survivors. Arundel ran toward them, his boots crunching over broken debris. He saw a human soldier, blood on his armor, struggling to pull another man free from the wreck. Then, a scream. Sharp, terrified. Arundel spun around. Something huge moved between the trees. A Mordrum guard. It rose from the undergrowth, its twisted body made of roots, thorns, and pulsing green light. Its hollow eyes locked onto the survivors. Then, it attacked. Arundel rushed forward, his dagger in hand, but he was too late. The Mordrum's bladed arm swung down, crushing the struggling soldier. The jungle swallowed the scream. The second survivor ran. Arundel ran too. The chase. The Mordrum guard followed. It moved too fast, crashing through trees, its clawed hands reaching for them. Vines whipped through the air, grabbing at Arendel's feet. He jumped over a fallen branch, dodging left, right, anything to stay ahead. He could see it now, the Canopy Waypoint, a packed stronghold built high in the trees, a safe place. Almost there. Then a vine wrapped around his ankle. Arundel hit the ground hard, pain shooting through his ribs. The Mordrum guard loomed over him, its claws raised. He reached for his dagger, but a gunshot. The creature staggered back, green sap spraying from its shoulder. More shots. Then, packed soldiers rushed from the trees, weapons raised. Arrows and bullets tore into the Mordrum guard's body. It screeched, thrashing wildly, before collapsing into a pile of twisted roots. A voice shouted, "Get him inside!" Hands grabbed Arundel, pulling him towards safety. The Canopy Waypoint was alive with activity. Soldiers moved everywhere, tending to the wounded, reforging weapons, setting up defenses. The place was built from airship wreckage, tied together with wood and rope. Arundel staggered forward, his legs weak. Then he saw them. Standing in the center of the camp, giving orders, surrounded by survivors. The Pact Commander. The one person who could still win this war. For the first time since the crash, Arundel felt a flicker of hope. He took a step forward, about to call out. Then a deep thundering roar. The jungle shook, soldiers froze, vines curled back as if afraid. Something massive was coming. The sky darkened, Arundel's breath caught in his throat. The battle for Verdant Brink had only just begun. This has been the story and lore of the area called Verdant Brink. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make, as are all these types of videos, but I feel like this format was really nice. Let me know if you want to learn more about the areas and zones in the first expansion, Heart of Thorns, and I will make more. As well as follow Arundel's journey as the pack rallies in the Maguma jungle. With that said, thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to not miss more lore content in this format. Now, take care, and I will see you in the next story. Goodbye.